Previously on PolyArmoury.
Brilmara is going to start investigating for a vault.
Dusty walks in, picks up like a cool-looking skull off of one of the shelves, realises it won't pick up, pulls it really hard, and this, like, the whole bookshelf just slides back as Dee's about to put a book on the shelf and just drops it in midair. So behind the bookshelf, you see descending stairs.
Ooh.
They are stone. There are some lit wall sconces. On a pedestal, sort of right in the centre of the room, is like a strange dome thing.
Yes.
It's got like a little bit stuck out the bottom. It's got this strange sort of like arc thing connected at the bottom on one side, and on the back there's this sort of resin strap that seems to sort of hold it in one place. It has like a pattern on it that looks sort of like when you look up at the stars on a really clear night.
Brilmara's going to try and put this on.
You put this hat on? Yeah, it's like a little domed hat. I mean, if we were in, say, an entire different plane of existence, I might describe it as a galaxy snapback. It is a snazzy hat.
Dusty's going to dab in Brilmara's direction.
Brilmara's going to dab back.
There is an absolute explosion of colour.
Oh.
Like, Dusty is just like, looks like someone's just thrown an entire Dulux catalogue at him. That was powerful.
Dusty still hasn't had his purple worm.
Do you want to take some purple worm?
I mean, I'm surrounded by fairy dragons and the place is lit up like a rave.
I mean, we could definitely find you a comfy room, and Brilmara can provide lots of colourful sensory input if you'd like.
I mean, as far as set and setting goes, you could do a lot worse.
Yeah.
Right, it's somewhere safe and comfy, and there's a guard bullet that can just come and sit on his head if he starts to act up.
As he closes his eyes and just lays his head back on the pillow, he just goes, whoa, fucking hell. Dusty, you have this image initially of, like, fairy dragons just sort of skipping around a little cottage, and then, like, they dive into a pond and you follow them through the pond, and a cat leaps after, like, a little fish, and you come splashing back out of the pond and flying across the landscape, and there's, like, this weird cloud floating slightly above the ground, and throughout the cloud you can see like all these weird chimneys, and you just, in the midst of all this, you can feel like a heartbeat, and you try to get closer to it, but something is pushing you back, but you feel like you have to connect with this heartbeat. And after a few hours of just amazing things and beautiful moments of like hugging each other and chatting, you do just sort of pass out, and you all eventually fall asleep together, and the next morning you wake up and you all feel fine. There is like a gate under an archway in this hedge by the side of the road.
Dee will look up from the book, desperate to do anything else now to forget about
Anything
my
other
failure.
than trying to read.
Oh, look, what is that?
That is a hedge, darling.
Should we go look at it?
Inside is this beautiful little garden. There is a little pond, a cute little pond. You imagine there's probably some fish in it. It's got like brickwork all around the side, so it's more difficult, I imagine, to slip in. And sitting on a little chair, holding a little fishing rod, is a tiny figure that, had you rolled lower, you would probably have assumed was some kind of gnome. But it's actually a stuffed shark.
Oh.
And with your perception as it was, you notice that there are other stuffed sharks around the garden. There's like a little tiny like picnic table at one side of the garden, and there's a couple of sharks with a little umbrella over the top, and they're having a little tea party. You could have just told me you were coming.
We didn't know we were coming, but hi!
Oh,
Hello.
hi, how you doing? A few minutes, Mittens comes back and asks if you would be willing to go on a little mission for them. Other cats have problems in the village. And eventually you do see a sign for a village
Oh, really?
called Felixstowe. It's got little ears on the sign. I like to think of myself as a tabaxi of the world. I can sort out most things for most people, you know. I've got a paw in every pie.
Sure, show us somewhere in town we can stay.
30 gold.
Fine.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You settle down for the night together in this... I mean, if it wasn't giant, or at least sizable, it would be probably a double bed.
had a fun issue doing Dice Funk the other week where during recording I was like, oh, I'll use my point of inspiration that I've got. And Austin was like, I've not given anyone inspiration this season. I was like, let me check my sheet. I don't have inspiration. Why do I think I have inspiration? Oh, because Jane gave me inspiration at some point.
I give inspiration out Willy and also Nilly.
I enjoy that. It's nice to occasionally be like fucking inspired.
That's, just like real life.
Yay.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I did not come here for real life, Nick. You can take that shit and fuck off with it.
Okay.
Don't want it.
Alright.
We dance with the tobacco.
I came here to beat people up with magic.
Roll dice and beat people up. Talk about feeling. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Snow Monkey Radio and Curiosity Epidemics PolyArmoury Season 2!
Hooray!
Hooray!
We're here! We're doing it!
How's everyone doing?
I mean, I can just about remember who I play in this show. I'm sure I'm fine.
It's alright, I've given you a recap. Hopefully you'll be fine.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
How's that, Becky? That good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think I've slept this week, I'm not sure.
You definitely slept yesterday. You had a nap and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Naps are great. I had a surprise one of those yesterday. It was wonderful.
Yeah, surprise nap.
I don't like surprise naps. I always feel robbed.
My consciousness. My consciousness!
As long as I'm back up within 45 minutes, I don't feel too robbed.
My fucking weekend.
Exactly that.
I understand northern sensibility.
Thank you. I feel seen. And slightly mocked.
Oh no! Seen and
Lovingly
loved.
mocked.
Right. So you'd just been to sleep in a big bed
Yeah.
while cats sang outside. Sorry, tabaxi sang outside your window.
Yeah. Oh, they're singing, are they?
I mean, you heard in the distance
Yeah.
that some tabaxi was singing.
Yeah. There were two people in towers watching the town from a distance or something.
We don't
You
know
don't
that.
know that.
No, but we know that.
Dramatic irony.
The characters don't know that, but we know that, right?
You know that, Artie appeared to be sort of watching out over the town, keeping an eye on things. And far up in a high and weird, twisty, almost Geiger-esque tower was the old dude.
Well, we just had a real good nap,
He
so
just had a lovely sleep in a
Ah.
very big bed.
it's very nice to be able to stretch out my tiny little arms and legs.
Cozy.
Dusty has made Aurora her own bed out of like a pillow to serve as the mattress and tucked her in with a little blanket.
Aww,
Aww.
adorable.
She's got a tiny empress-sized bed.
When you wake up in the morning, she's built herself a little pillow fort.
Oh!
Out of smaller pillows?
She shredded the big pillow.
Ah.
Well, I mean, it's not like we paid anything or gave anyone our names when we came in, so it's...
You did pay. I'm sure you paid.
Did we?
I'm sure you gave some money to Artie for this privilege.
Probably, but no one in the building took our names or, like, nothing seemingly very official happened. So, if we leave the broken pillow, who's gonna know?
I mean, we're surrounded by cats. Like, someone will think there was just a flickery light on it for a second.
Yeah, probably.
It's only
That's
natural.
tabaxi for you. So, one other thing while we're refreshing everyone's memories, the last bit of dramatic irony was walking towards town was a real rough, broken-looking cat carrying a crossbow.
See, up until you mentioned the crossbow, I was like, okay, we're still in the 2019 Cats movie, and this is the one who's going to sing a song about all her sad memories and why she should go to cat heaven. But the crossbow has thrown that image slightly off.
That could definitely still happen.
Memories all alone in the... Now he's got a cat heaven, bitches!
When this character shows up and we inevitably meet them, I'm not going to be able to picture anything else now.
Well...
So we leave the building and search for the sound of crossbow bolts and musical numbers.
I mean, you can hear music coming from at least 3 directions. One of them is back towards the theatre.
Okay. Who has ideas?
Can we see the Geiger Tower from where we are?
It's a misty morning. It's a bit far away for that.
Okay.
So, well, we have a window, right? Yeah, we blew
You
all
have
the
a
dust
window?
out.
Yeah.
What's the town look like by day?
I was going to say a small town, but it is too big for everyone. So, like a town that was built for an entirely different species.
It's a large, small town. An oversized small town.
Yeah, like, you imagine that it would be, I mean, quite a well-to-do town. They've got a theatre at least. It's more of a town hall theatre, but
Yeah.
they've got one.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, seemingly they have shops and things. They certainly have shop fronts.
Like, basically one of those villages that you drive through if you come off the motorway too early. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
drive,
getting.
so I'm gonna say yeah. and that'll be the best.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Okay.
D, you're still disguised as a tabaxi, are you?
A small tabaxi.
Yes.
As a little tabaxi.
Little
Okay.
Little tabaxi.
Dusty is just going to set off in vague hunt of breakfast while we think of a plan.
We've been signed up for the talent competition, haven't we?
You did enter the
Yes,
talent
indeed.
competition?
Yes. And it's not specifically a singing competition, despite the singing we hear in the
Well,
many
you saw a magician
directions.
as well.
Yeah, okay. And we've got a while, because it was at like 3 in the afternoon that we have to perform.
It's later in the day, yeah.
Okay, we've got some time.
Should we go mingle?
Ming, ming.
Let's go
I mean-
mingle.
Yeah, maybe have a look at what some of the other performers are doing, see if we can get a sense of what we're up against.
Is there a, like, town market?
Not that you've passed so far, but if you want to go looking around for a market,
Yeah, I'll take a wander.
okay. So you notice that there are certainly shop fronts, and there are things displayed in the window, but none of them appear to be open, and none of them seem to be being used in a very long time. There's a lot of dust and grime over the windows. There's usually tabaxi sleeping in the doorways, or dancing in the doorways, or just sort of stretching out in the doorways, licking their arseholes in the doorways. They're tabaxi, so their morals are very different to yours. Eventually you do find what looks like some kind of shop that's been opened, and as you would expect, the shelves are slightly too big for you, especially you, Brilmara, as the smallest of the crew. Yeah, but it's been set out as one of those sort of general purpose shops. A bit of everything you might need. It's got like like Bumbles, the little Bumbles in Maudtown.
Yeah.
Well, they've got like apothecary stuff and sort of spell componency bits and just general light adventuring, and then just like a wall of tuna and a bigger wall out of just like a normal cat food. And then just like another wall of really boring looking cat biscuits, which doesn't appear to have been touched in a
Oh,
while.
no one wants the biscuits. Where's the wet food, humans?
There's no humans in this town.
Indeed.
Should we head in then?
Yeah, why not?
I've been visited by a small tabaxi.
Oh!
Oh.
Excuse me, small tabaxi.
I would like to be.
Do you
I
want
would like
run
to
the
be
shop?
on the keyboard, please.
Oh,
Like to
she's
run
a
the shop?
tabitty.
She is a tabiti.
Come hang over here, tiny kitty.
So you head in, and initially you don't think there's anyone running the shop, but you do sort of hear a bell jingling.
Hello?
And leaping up on top of a shelf, assuming from the adjoining aisle, is a small calico tabaxi.
It's Smudge.
Like us sized or
So bigger than you, but small for a tabaxi.
Morning.
Meow. Morning, night, doesn't make any difference. Food.
And she points at each of the walls of food.
Doesn't make any difference, you say?
Yeah, always open.
I suppose so.
It's a tabaxi. Sleep when we want, up when we want, sing when we want. Ah!
Food.
Working on a song about that.
So, about all this singing then, what can you tell us about it?
Everybody wants to be a star. Meow.
Is that like a tabaxi thing or a this town thing?
What this town was built on. The old dude's been running the show, making stars for as long as anyone can remember. Meow.
Yeah, what do you know about the old guy?
Old dude's been here forever. Older than anyone we know. Just old food. I like some food.
And these stars, what happens with them? Like, what's the process here?
Win the competition, become star, success.
more food?
Probably more food. Food. Good.
Do you ever see them again?
Why would a big star come back here?
To see their friends and family?
Miss the food here?
Don't know tabaxi very well, do you?
No?
No, don't really do family.
Do you-
Friends,
No.
Like food.
I mean, maybe nostalgic for the food back here. I mean, different brand of food is not always better food.
she looks a bit torn about how to respond to that.
Right.
You can't tell why.
Okay.
Hmm.
How often does someone win and get to become a star? Is it a...
Sometime when new star comes, when old Duke decides. Don't really think about time. Time is for humans and other species. Time is when is food. When is food after that?
I see.
When was last food?
Food.
And she sort of licks her lips and then licks the back of her paw.
Soon.
Is it worth us buying some tabaxi food with which to maybe bribe our way around town later?
Yeah, Dusty's been eyeing up the fish this whole time. He's looking to see if there's any tiny little, anchovy-sized ones. Cause...
It's tuna. It's all tuna.
Presumably, though, we should get something bigger because the tabaxi are bigger than us, so
Yeah.
anchovy would be like nothing, be like a crumb.
Yeah, but he doesn't want Aurora to feel left out, so he's looking for a small fish.
Oh.
I think you'd probably be best off opening one of the fish foods, the cat foods, and a portion from that, perhaps.
In that case, yeah, can we get some of the tunas to take with us to in case we need something to bribe people with later who are food motivated? Yeah, some food.
Have money?
We have money, yes.
And good food.
The good food.
Good food. How many good food?
How many do you reckon, team?
Let's do 6, 2 for each of us. That way we have things to give.
Sure, how much would 6 good food be?
1,600 copper.
How does that equate to other currencies? How much of a gold is that?
16 gold?
Yeah, Brilmara will pop 16 gold on the table.
No.
And she sort of pushes them off the shelf with her paw, and they just clatter on the floor in front of you.
Do you try and catch them?
Sure, let's have dexterity, I guess.
Oh, why did I say catch? 9.
Okay, I mean, you catch them just about, one rolls away, and while you're trying to pick it up, you kick it, so it rolls further away.
Oh no, I've just had a really horrible realisation. I've gone to put the cat food on my item list, and I've put it just below poison potion.
You get those two mixed up.
Well, I mean, not unless we want to deliberately mix them up. If you wanted to get poison into someone, delicious food would be a good way to go.
Old tabaxi.
So you're each taking 2 food, yeah?
Yeah.
Food.
Should we potentially continue heading onwards towards the theatre to try and get a sense of, what's going on over there before we have to perform?
Down for me.
Yeah.
So you head over to the theatre, and you can hear, a little piano number going on. As you step in, there is, a blue cat on stage. You know those grey cats that are just that almost shade of blue?
Oh, steel grey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shade. It's a beautiful cat. On stage, somebody just off stage is clearly playing the piano for him. The only prop on stage with him, it appears to be maybe a frame or something covered with a curtain that has clearly just been pulled down. It's a lovely shade of crimson, but it's clearly not the beautiful decorative cover it was intended to be. And the cat sings. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. When I get a sight of him, what do I see but glorious, marvellous, wondrous me? And as he says this, he pulls the curtain off of a mirror. He's beautiful, smart, the finest coat that you'll see. None but glorious, handsomest, fabulous me. And as he sings this final held note, he licks all the way down his chest, his stomach, and up his leg, which he lifts above his head, all the way up to the ankle. But as he gets to that ankle, there's a crick, and he looks a little bit pained. He goes, glorious, handsomest, fabulous me. Ow! And the old dude's like, thank you. I think we've seen enough.
That was wondrous.
Pushes him off.
Yay!
That was a good singing.
Very good.
So this performance was clearly not enough to get them to stardom, it seems.
Not as far as you can tell.
No. Are we able to get any insight, potentially, with a roll as to whether, was it the ow at the end, you didn't stick the landing, or was there something more to it?
Roll insight with disadvantage.
all of us, or?
Anyone who wants to know.
4.
14 for Becky, because it was with disadvantage. So 14 for 11.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. Not great, I'm afraid. You had no idea.
Oh.
Brilmara, you have a performance coming up. How are you feeling about that?
I know what word you're looking for here.
This big theatre.
How many people are in this theatre?
Just the old dude that you can see. It's a big empty theatre, and you've got to do a performance.
Would the rest of our party be able to sit up near the front where I can see them?
Who knows?
If they're allowed up front and I can see them, maybe I'll probably feel less nervous. If not,
Less nervous, but still nervous.
if not, I will feel nervous. There's the word.
I'm going to need a
I know. I was dancing around the word because I knew what was coming.
There it was.
Yeah, there it is. 11.
Just about.
Can Dee offer words of encouragement and just shoulder rub? Like, would these be with paws? Would that be effective?
Oh,
Oh.
just a little pat on the shoulder.
Oh. Right, yeah, I need to start planning for my my performance, I suppose.
So you're hanging around here, or are you going to look somewhere else?
I think Brilmara's just going to try and find a quiet corner to start putting some kind of performance plan together.
In the theatre?
Maybe like a room in a corridor out the way somewhere in the
Okay.
theatre. Find a back corridor to sort of limber up and get ready in.
Okay. So you head towards, as this is basically one of those like town halls. You'd have the only door you can see is sort of what looks like backstage. So you can head through the double doors and see what's back there.
Okay, let's have a look back there if it's not locked and doesn't seem like I'm trespassing too much.
Okay, you head back there, and there is a tabaxi that you saw the night before. Actually, it's that tuxedo cat that did the magic tricks.
Oh, heck.
And they're practicing somehow pulling a bunch of clearly very fake flowers out of their non-existent sleeve.
Hey, how'd your performance go yesterday?
I don't think it went very well. It's a lot. I'd like to be a star, because my mum got to be a star. It would be nice to, follow in her footsteps.
Hey, is there anything I can do to help you calm
I'm
down?
fine. It looks like he's on the verge of a panic attack.
Can I do anything for you? Get you a glass of water? Some cat food? Some tuna?
I think I can't really eat right now.
Okay.
I'm just too. I just think I need a minute on my own.
Okay.
And he sneezes, and just like silk handkerchiefs just fly everywhere. Just like they just explode out of him somehow.
Oh no! Oh no! So, the current debate I'm having with myself before this performance is how many of my spell slots do I want to, blow on this? Because I could do a hell of a performance if I don't have to worry too much about spell slots.
I think this seems like a pretty important thing, and we're safe in town, thinking in character.
Okay. I think Brilmara has a plan for this performance.
So the other two, are you staying out in the main theatre?
I'm assuming that Dee knew that Brilmara was nervous and want to try and be close by to offer support.
Mm-hmm.
So as close to the front of the stage as we can get. Also, did Brilmara end up trying to disguise herself as a tabaxi?
No, she's got a different plan for her use of disguised self.
Okay,
So just to check though, but you two are out front. You haven't gone backstage where Brilmara is right now.
No. Are
But
we
you
allowed
have
back?
gone down the front.
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed back there
Nobody
yet.
knows.
That's true. I'm drawing assumptions.
Okay, so you're now sitting right down the front, quite near the old dude, who smells like a library's got wet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very specific smell, huh?
Mouldy books.
Do I notice anything else about him other than the fact that he smells?
He appears to be looking through sort of like a large book of notes.
Ooh. Can I do a sneaky peeky?
Do a sneaky peeky.
Want to percept the book.
Percept the crap out of that book.
17 to percept the crap out of that book.
It's a list of names, and they have, like, stars next to them to various degrees.
Oh, that's not fun.
A number of stars. Some of them are crossed out.
Anybody? Are our names on this list?
He's flicking back and forth a bit, so you do see sort of newer sections of it, and there are just your 3 names. At the bottom, no stars, no.
Crosses.
You've just been written on the list.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm debating that decision of should I go in tabaxi, looking like a tabaxi or not. Thoughts, team?
Follow your ridiculously overdramatic heart.
What's your method of disguise? Because
I can cast Disguise Self without needing to use a spell slot.
will that change your size?
I don't believe,
so. You have to say the same size class.
I can't remember if it's that or if you can make it look like your size has changed, but if anyone tries to touch it, they'll be like, there's nothing there. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller.
So you'd still be minuscule for a tabaxi.
Yeah, okay, let's not even try and pretend I'm a tabaxi. Let's just lean in on the performance as is then.
Okay.
Right, I'm ready. Is it my turn? Is it my time to shine?
There's no one on stage right now.
Brilmara's going to confidently walk out onto that stage.
Okay, you walk out onto the stage and the light is blinding. Like it's these burning yellow lights, and you can just see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shadows sitting in chairs staring at you. In the dead centre, like 3 rows back, is a little table, which you recognise as where the old dude is sitting. And it's hot and oppressive, and smells a bit dusty and mouldy and old, like the air doesn't move in here very often.
Okay. Right.
I'm going to need another wisdom save.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We should have made signs.
Oh, you're nowhere to be seen, by the way.
We don't know that.
22 on wisdom.
You're doing real well, considering.
Yeah, I'm holding it together. I've planned this out. I've got a plan, and plans are good for getting through stressful situations. You just do the plan. Right. So, as with any good performance, for anyone who has magic, we're going to open up with thaumaturgy. So, all of the lights in the room start to flicker and change colours. Start setting the scene. The room starts to just lightly tremble, just enough to get like the feeling of like a drum roll going, like a nice anticipation. And my eyes are starting to glow, just trying to get the scene of like, I'm coming to do something very special here. Ooh.
At the back of the room, you just hear.
Brilmara is going to cast Unseen Servant on the other side of the stage, and then do a big old dab of colour splash to make the Unseen Servant visible in a rainbowy covered mess.
Okay, let's see that performance roll. I take it you're wearing the hat.
I'm wearing the hat, yeah. 14.
So that's a 21 with advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, it just rockets out of your hand, just this spray of colour. And there, like, leaves on the far side of the stage, there's, like, the little curtains for people to come in and out behind. There's just, like, an Unseen Servant-shaped gap in that. And everything else is just colour.
So I'm going to get the Unseen Servant to sort of start coming away from where the rainbow, all the rainbow mess is, to be like, here is me and my assistant.
It's sort of slowly dripping off them.
Yeah. I'm then going to cast on myself. I'm going to use my Mask of Many Faces to cast Disguise Self without a spell slot. And I'm going to make myself appear covered in rainbows as well. I want to try and get myself to match my new assistant here as best I can.
Ooh.
Right?
From up in one of the balconies, you hear.
Right. I then cast Mirror Image, so there's now another 3 of me. So we've got an entire magical rainbow chorus line has been assembled here. So I don't know what kind of role I need to do for this, but the vague plan is to do some coordinated dabcrobatics.
Dabcrobatics, you say?
Yeah, acrobatics and dabbery, and make a spectacle out of this group of many of myself made of rainbows, doing a big dab-based acrobatic performance.
Sounds brave.
I know, right? But I'm hoping that because there's so many of us and so much going on, if I mess anything up, There'll be enough of them to distract from my fuck up.
Sure, let's have an acrobatics roll.
That's a 10. Go on, actually, I have inspiration I haven't spent. Can I use the inspiration?
Sure.
I use my inspiration. That's now a crit.
It's a crit.
Woo!
Okay, tell us how you do. You appear to, like, fly around the stage as if someone has run on, stuck you in a harness, and you're doing some, like, wire fu across the stage.
Let's say, because the unseen servant is incredibly light, maybe Puff assists in making that one do a flying rope and make the wire work trick.
Yep.
A lot of the Brilmaras are just sort of like, we'll do a flip over each other and then sort of like launch them into the next flip. And to try and make the ending as spectacular as possible, Brilmara is going to end by casting Dimension Door to make herself land a flip and not end up where she lands. She ends up down on the floor area, sort of in front of the judge, like, ta-da!
Okay, so you do this, it's spectacular. Dee and Dusty can see it, and to them it looks spectacular.
Can we woo?
You can woo.
Woo!
I won't know.
Really?
Brilmara, at the back of the room, you hear, like, as if someone started clapping and then realised no one else was clapping. Sort of like, ooh, got really self-conscious. But as you land off the stage, you're back in the theatre hall. The boring, dull, grey theatre hall.
I see. Does this the elderly judge seem to have been deemed my performance worthwhile?
The old dude sort of pulls down his glasses a little bit and looks at you over the top of them. We'll come back later.
Insight? Is this a good comeback later?
Let's have an insight round.
Like, is this a you've made it to round 2, or is this a... Right, there we go. 18 on insight.
For all that you can get from this stony-faced figure, it's maybe positive. Could be a good thing. It could have gone in your favour.
Okay. A specific time later, or...
Evening.
Okay, thank you. And I try and breathe for a second and go and find a seat.
He starts rustling through his papers again.
Hey, everyone.
You did good. So good.
I think I did okay.
You did wonderful.
He hasn't told me to never come back, which I take as a win.
Yes.
Definitely. You were magnificent.
So heads up for the two of you when you get up there. It's terrifying, and I could not see either of you. It was a sea of 1,000 shadowy faces. It was considerably more repressive and terrifying than it seems from here.
Is there anyone else in the room?
Only the old dude.
Dusty is befuddled.
I think we're all befuddled.
Yeah. Could be the blinders of the... Are there blinders? Like stage blinders? No? Oh. Bizarre.
Well, I think one of the shadows clapped, so like I think that I don't think it was nothing.
Where did the clap come from?
Somewhere up the back.
Somewhere up the back, and when you were on the stage, it was like proper theatre seating. It's sort of like
which it's not now.
It's not now. It's a flat hall.
Yeah. Okay. Brilmara's going to try and
angled seating all the way back with like balconies and stuff.
Brilmara tries to explain like, oh, when you're up there, it looks like there's like circles and circles of balcony seating, and the clapping was up there.
Oh, like the spiders.
Like what?
Like the spiders. When you're with the spiders, you can see them, and when you're not, you can't, and it's different, but it's the same.
Not dissimilar. Yeah.
Dusty is satisfied with his explanation of this to himself.
It's like being in another dimension.
It is, which is part of why I used Dimension Door in the hopes of like, is this gonna do something? Nah.
It did what you wanted it to do.
Indeed. I wasn't sure if on my way through I'd be like, something occurred. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's me done. I win. I win for this week. That's everyone else's turn to play D&D.
Yay! Dusty is going to go and find some dirt.
Oh dear. Do we know who's up next?
No idea. Could be the magical cat.
Excellent. Does Brilmara need her not sunglasses right now?
I mean, I can stay inside. You can have the sunglasses.
It is quite, as I say, quite foggy this morning.
Yeah. You can have the sunglasses. What do you need them for?
For my act.
Oh, 100% you can have them for the act.
Excellent.
No, the answer's no if you need them for practical reasons. If it's for performance, then sure. I can't turn down a style request.
Excellent. Dee's gonna investigate to see if we can figure out who's next.
Okay, where do you want to go backstage or?
Yeah, Dee will go check backstage.
You get back there and the magical cat is sort of shivering in a corner, seemingly having picked up all of the silk handkerchiefs that you didn't know about.
Mm-hmm. You okay?
It sounds like they're breathing heavily into a paper bag,
I see.
and they sort of hold the paw up, possibly in a, yeah, fine kind of way.
Dee will paw 5 them.
You just hear the sound of, like, the paper just...
Excellent. Anything else backstage other than the panic-stricken magic cat?
Roll investigation.
16.
Okay. There's, like, a little dressing table with a mirror.
Uh-huh.
It has some light bulbs around it,
Uh-huh.
and some broken light bulbs around it.
Mm.
There's, like, one of those wig head, like those foam wig heads on it, but with no wig.
With no wig. Okay.
Some like dusty piles of who knows when last used makeup.
Uh-huh.
There's a trunk not far from that. Investigating that, you find it is full of like costume clothing and props.
Anything stand out?
What would you be looking for?
Dee has an exact idea of what they want to do. It doesn't require any props, other than the sunglasses, but I'm open to adding things if there's anything notable in there.
If there's something you think would be good, I will let you find it in the box. Within reason.
No, nothing.
A better act, no?
No, nothing that comes to mind.
No, it's just things like robes and fancy dresses and various prop swords.
Okay, well, how about this? What's like the most lazy, casual sort of clothes that are there? Like something that looks like it would be for a homeless person costume.
There's something that may have been like a ghillie suit, looking kind of like a bush.
Okay.
Can I just say, I'm slightly concerned that you asked to borrow Brilmara's sunglasses for what sounds like you putting together a homeless person costume.
That is very concerning.
Is that what you think of Brilmara's sense of fashion?
No. But we'll take it and put it on, and then also put on the glasses and kind of do that. I'm picturing that picture of Obama, like finger gunsing himself in the mirror, making sure that it looks right. And then, go back to looking for that list to see if we can figure out if we should be just walking on stage and doing our thing.
So you're going back out front in your new costume
Mm-hmm.
to see if you can look at the list?
Yeah.
Your name is on the list. You are the last 3 names on the list, and Brilmara's already gone.
All right. So then Dee will take it upon themselves to go up on stage.
Okay, so you go back round the backstage, up the little stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and once again you step out into this huge, bright yellow, blinding lights of a stage. And there are just rows and rows and balconies of these shadowy outlines.
Okay.
And no sign of your companions.
Interesting. Okay. Dee is going to wait, just kind of stand there for like an unnatural amount of time, doing nothing.
There's a few like coughs from various points around the room.
Uh-huh.
How long are you giving this?
I'd say about like 30 seconds to make it to the point where like Dee's just staring blankly with the sunglasses on, stone-faced into the crowd for about 30 seconds.
This feels like a very Nick move.
Yes. And then Dee will cast Blink on themselves.
Okay, where are you blinking to?
So Blink will just cause me to vanish, and then at the start of every turn, I will appear somewhere else.
Okay.
And so just kind of moving around stage, doing equally like lazy poses, just laying on the ground flat. Or
So from your point of view, you're Also, do you go to another dimension during this?
This will cause me to shift to the ethereal plane.
To the ethereal plane. So you recognise the ethereal plane. You've been there before.
Yeah.
It's full of spiders and ether doppelgangers. And that one ether primordial. Remember the ether primordial?
Yes.
Fun times. So, yeah, from your point of view, you're just, like, legging it across the stage.
Yeah.
Pose. Leg it across the stage, 6 seconds later, pose.
Exactly.
Leg it across the stage, 6 seconds later, pose.
And once 9 sufficiently lazy poses have been pulled off on the 10th one, Dee will go back to where they originally were and wait like another 5 to 10 seconds after reappearing, and then just give like a lazy pause up.
You get like a... it appears to come from someone in like one of the little side balconies.
Are they not a fan of your surrealist comedy?
It doesn't appear so.
Are you doing anything else?
Nope.
Are you just going to stay on the stage?
I think the longer you stay on the stage, the more chance there is of this turning around and becoming good.
Oh yeah, just frozen thumbs up until somebody explicitly tells me to leave.
Okay, you are standing like frozen thumbs up on that stage, getting warmer and warmer and warmer. There's a few like little coughs here and there from across the theatre.
Even though Brilmara knows that Dee won't be able to hear it, Brilmara is still like, woo, woo, yeah.
Yeah, do you hear nothing?
Excellent.
Just the occasional casual cough. And eventually you see the figure of the old dude just start waving you off with a paw.
Okay. And then just walk off stage.
And he does not tell you to come back tonight, it sounds like.
D takes 1d4 psychic damage.
Oh,
Ooh.
lovely. My head hurts.
Oh, no. Come down here, we'll give you some plasters, we'll patch you up.
Excellent.
Oh.
Just stick a couple of band-aids on your head.
So, anything else you want to do?
Is Dusty going to attempt a performance?
Yeah, Dusty is going to stroll back in. He's got Aurora to do him a little helping. She's only got one part. She's like the triangle at the end, but she knows her job. She knows what she's doing.
But it's
Is
important.
she holding just like a few grains of dirt between her claws, which aren't really designed for holding dirt?
Oh no, she's got her tiny little staff with her tiny little jewel in it and her tiny little ring crown. Everything about her is tiny and little.
Exactly. So she can only hold so much dirt for you.
It's okay, because he's got his bag of Alden that can have way too much dirt in it. But he's only got a 5-foot cube, because that's all his cantrip will allow. So he's going to solemnly make his way backstage.
Mm-hmm. The tuxedo cat, the magical cat, is still sort of breathing more slowly into a paper bag in the corner.
Can I do a medicine check on this cat?
Sure.
4. Almost certainly a cat.
Definitely a cat, and you managed in your medicining to freak him out again. So he's just now breathing just heavily into that. Just and a dove just flies out of somewhere. I was going to say a sleeve, but not wearing a jacket. But does have little white socks and a little white bib, so it doesn't look like he's wearing a jacket.
That's adorable. Dusty wanders on stage feeling like he's probably helped, because he's certainly perked up some.
Yeah, Dusty, you are in this place that has been mentioned before. It's considerably brighter than you expected.
So Dusty walks to the centre of the stage. Did you just gasp at that?
Oh no, I gasped at realising that there might be something I can do. I've maybe had a smart thought. Sorry. As Dusty's walking out onto the stage, can I attempt to use Awakened Mind to send Dusty a message telepathically?
Sure.
I don't know if you can hear this, Dusty, but I believe in you.
Dusty can't hear that.
Oh. Brilmara hopes it got through.
I'm sure it
Anyway,
did.
sorry, I'm done being excited that I thought I was smart. What were you saying?
I mean, I'm still like... Part of me was like, oh, when you gasped at the getting in the centre of the stage, like Brilmara was very proud of him for getting that bit right.
Hey, Brilmara is very proud of Dusty for getting that bit right.
It's pretty
But Dusty
impressive.
doesn't know that and has no way of knowing that.
Brilmara's just very intently thinking, I'm very proud of you, I'm very proud of you.
Aww.
You did good.
Aww.
So Dusty takes a deep breath, slowly descends to his knees, and as he's descending, the dirt just starts snaking round the front of him out of this bag, and it's slowly forming around him. So he's almost completely vanished at this point. And all there is just this wall of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he flicks his hands round, and it starts working almost like a projector screen, with all the colour changes and the swirling patterns starting to depict almost like a film.
Have you turned yourself into some kind of television?
I am a television now.
Is this Dusty Vision?
This is Dusty Vision.
Dusty Vision, Dusty Vision.
You see, this is a totally different energy from what I was going for. I was going for like this whole like silent film, very sort of artsy, very sort of solemn.
Alright.
And
Like shadow puppetry.
and here you are singing Dusty Vision. And
It's valid.
it's completely unlike the town. It's as it slowly swells into focus and it starts to strike up greens that are like so bright it's almost as if the little bits of dirt are emeralds. And it's a view of this beautiful forest. And it slowly coalesces into a town, and like birds are flying, children are dancing, and there is this absolutely beautiful woman in the middle of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Her skin isn't rainbows, but she almost iridesces. The air around her is rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this incredibly gorgeous memory that Dust is sharing.
Oh.
And then after a while, it starts to get dark, and the dirt at the side of the projector starts to crumble, the floor starts to shake, and then it explodes, and there's just Dusty on his knees in the middle of the stage, and then Aurora flies out, and she's aiming for the balcony with a puff of euphoria breath. How far does she get?
So she's flying out into where the balconies are?
Yeah, so sort of like a parabolic shot with a drone, just like going round and dropping
Okay.
this laughing gas breath.
Is she leaving the front of the stage? Or is she still staying, like, relatively above where the stage is?
I think she's staying fairly close to Dusty because, like, she can't really see, can she?
No, no one can. It's just yellow light and shapes. Okay, so as you have your finale and they've been quiet all the way through this. You got like a little bit of a cough at the beginning when you first got on stage, but when you started performing, they were quiet for you. As Aurora goes out and is spraying the euphoria breath, you're not noticing any reaction to that, but there is a couple of little like polite golf claps at the back. But again, majority of the audience, nothing.
And the gas doesn't seem to have affected anyone, no?
Nope.
Hmm.
How long are you staying on the stage?
Not an uncomfortably long period of time.
Look, it was worth a shot.
Okay, so as you sort of stand up having finished and start making your way to the edge, the old dude sort of looks at you and says, "Come back later."
Hooray!
Dusty nods, jumps down,
Are you
heads
jumping out the front?
Yeah.
Okay, so literally as you get like off the edge of the stage, there you are back in the room. And there's Dee and Brilmara like, woo!
Shaking
Dusty-
pom-poms, I imagine.
I
Dusty
imagine
wants
so.
to ask the old guy what that's all about.
The old dude.
Thank you for seeing me. I do have a question though. What's with the different front and back? Why does the room change?
It's all about performance. It's where you have to be to perform.
Is that supposed to be deep? Because Brilmara,
Yeah.
is it? Does this mean something to you?
Yes, of course, it definitely means something, and I'm not going to suggest it doesn't mean something to the person that I'm coming back to perform to later.
Well, I did a bad job. I don't understand. What does that mean?
Brilmara thinks it means nothing, but she doesn't want to piss off the old man by being like, he's spouting bullshit.
Oh,
While
yeah.
hoping to get an invite back later.
I'm already in trouble, so I can ask. What? know what does that mean.
This is a performance space. The stage is where one performs.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I'm very busy. I've got a show to run. Stars to make.
Right.
You can go now.
Brilmara is already leaving. Like, thank you very much. Goodbye. Don't rescind my invite.
Anyone want to do anything else before you leave?
Brilmara's just trying to get out of there before pissing him off.
Okay, Brilmara's scattling off. D?
D will go check on the magic cat. I mean, there's nothing really more I can do to ruin my chances. I'm pretty sure I don't have any. Where are they? Are they still backstage, Magic Cat?
Still backstage, still in the corner. They're fiddling with a deck of cards.
Oh, how are you doing?
I don't think I can follow that.
Yeah, just go out there and do your best. You know, if they don't get
Try.
it, they don't get it.
Never get it.
But don't let
I
it
don't
keep you
know.
down. They didn't get it from me. I didn't really have anything to give, but
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll try. And he slinks off towards the stairs up to the stage. Can I get a perception from D?
yeah. Ooh, a 20, but not natural.
Not natural 20. You're pretty sure you heard, like, an audience laughing
Uh-huh.
as the magic cat sort of nervously shuffles out onto the stage.
Interesting.
But not like, haha, like pretty derisive sounding laughter.
Oh, like mean? Aw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can D see Brilmara or Dusty? Or did
Not
they
from
already?
backstage because the
did they
door's
already-
shut.
Okay.
Brilmara's out in the front. I'll be trying to be like, okay, I'm out the way.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Oh, if that makes Brilmara feel better.
Do a peep on the stage. Do a pecking peep.
Yeah, well, first D is going to shift colors and make themselves look different. Still tabaxi,
Okay.
but similarly to Magic Cat, just be kind of tuxedo patterned. I don't want to
Right.
get spotted and assumed to be the same person or same tabaxi, although I am the same size. Anyways, and yeah, go peek out on stage, try and see if from the side I can see what's going on.
So are you like actually onto the stage or just peeking around from behind those curtains?
Just peeking around from behind the curtains.
So the magic cat has like a little fold-out table in front of them,
Uh-huh.
and appears to be doing some kind of trick involving coins disappearing and reappearing underneath cards.
Ooh, okay. Does the crowd seem into it, or are they making fun of him?
There's like some audible yawning, like over-exaggerated yawning.
Oh, so mean. Can D kind of peer at the crowd and see, what's going on now that I'm not the center of focus?
You can see sort of movement from them as they're like deliberately overacting yawns.
But I can definitely see people now.
You can't see the people. Like it's still just like vague outlines.
Interesting. Okay, that's so weird.
So how peeky around the edge are you now?
Still not. Still just keeping an eye on the corner. What's easy for D to peek out around and see, without any light coming onto them. D's getting a little bit of a bad feeling, and we'll just kind of go back. Oh, actually, is there anything that would lead like above the stage, kind of like rafters or something like that?
A catwalk?
Yeah, catwalk.
Ah, okay. This episode's been won. You are the winner of the episode.
Yay! I won it! I did
Best
it!
performance and best pun. Well done. Yeah, I mean, if you sort of just between the curtains to the side of the stage and before you do the little steps down off the side of the stage, there is like a straight ladder against that pillar at the side of the stage.
Okay. And quietly, D will clamber up to try and see if I can get a vantage from above.
So, you know what this stage looks like from the outside.
Mhm.
It's like a small box in a little town hall.
Mhm.
But from this side, obviously it looks like a big theatre stage, so you are climbing up quite high. And do eventually come to like a proper catwalk with a lighting rig and all of those, like the sandbags holding various things up.
Excellent. Okay. And the stage or the audience itself, any more visible or no?
No more visible. If anything, there's less glare,
Okay.
so they seem to be less visible
Oh,
because it's darkness against darkness.
I see.
So you get the impression that perhaps it isn't just the blinding light that is causing these figures to appear as vague shapes.
I really don't have anything else magical that I can do.
No light cantrips.
No.
From below, somebody throws something onto the stage that bashes the magic cat, and it causes just coins to fly everywhere, more than there should have been on the table, and go rolling off sort of into the audience. From your point of view, you've already left to to Brilmara and Dusty. You don't see because you've already gone to the lobby.
Yeah, this is weird. Okay. Dee will go back downstage and try and go find Brilmara, see if she can make sense of what's going on.
As you're coming down, the magical cat is coming off stage, having gathered up most of what was there, and they look sort of very sad and solemn, and go and sit in their little corner.
Oh, I'm so sad. Dee will go and pat Magic Cat on the back.
They're just sobbing quietly.
Oh,
So we're all in agreement. We're adopting this NPC, right?
yeah. Dee against
Hey, you're already a star to us.
Against Dee's better judgment, they're gonna give Magic Cat a hug.
As you sort of touch Magic Cat, they stiffen completely,
That's valid. But Dee will say nothing else and then go to the lobby. And
Dee will go to the lobby.
And
look for Brilmara and Dusty.
Okay. How's the lobby crew doing?
Dancing popcorn.
I like to think we're both just congratulating each other, oh, you did really great.
So, do they go really quiet as soon as
Dee walks
steps
in
up?
and just like,
Hey. Dee?
Good
Dee?
job, hon.
Dee? They were not ready for your special brand of avant-garde surrealist comedy. You are ahead of the times.
Dee will just kind of, I have my cat still, paw through the hair back, shake the head. Thank you. But more pressingly, did you see Magic Cat's performance?
No, what happened?
Somebody threw something at them.
So there are physically people then in that audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to solve that mystery, before we go perform again, I feel like.
I have two thoughts that I need someone to finish. First thought, spiders. Second thought, out of character, I forgot.
It could be just as valid in character.
Got it.
Okay.
You know how you can have Callistria flip heads or tails for you?
Yes.
Can you just ask if stoving that fucker's head in would be good or bad?
Yes. But usually she's not as big of a fan of just straight up murder. She's not opposed to it.
I have an idea to try. I don't know if it will work. Okay. So I'm looking at the description for Dimension Door. You can teleport yourself to from your current location to any other spot within range, up to 500 feet. It can be a place you can see, or one you can visualize. Can I visualize that balcony that should be somewhere up above us right now, and attempt to teleport to the balcony? There is a consequence if that is not a place that is within 500 foot that I can teleport to. If I would arrive in a place already occupied, or that is a place that is unreachable, I will take quite a lot of force damage and it will fail.
So you want to teleport to where you perceive the balcony to be when you're in the standing on stage position?
I want to picture that balcony I saw,
right,
and hope that it's within 500 feet of me, and attempt to teleport to the balcony.
Cool. How much HP have you got?
I have 46.
You'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
So, do you walk through a literal door or just blink?
I like to picture it as walking through a door, but I think it on paper is actually just Blink.
I quite like the idea that you just poof a door into it, just like,
Yeah.
going through here, la 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 la. Door closed behind you, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it fails, I get pushed back out the doorway very forcefully.
Oh, the door hits you on the way out.
Oh no!
Much worse than that. So you picture in your mind the thing.
Yep.
The door is summoned before you.
Yeah.
You open it.
Yeah.
There before you, you can see the balcony
Yep.
with its strange shadow figures
Yep.
surrounded by a glowing yellow light. And you step out onto it, and it vanishes almost immediately. And you are standing about 30 feet up above the roof of the theatre.
Oh, so I'm not taking the damage that a failed dimension door would have given me, huh?
No, you're taking the damage of plummeting onto the roof of the theatre.
Do I have any way to stop myself falling? Can I cast Gust in a downward direction to try and slow my fall a bit?
I like that logic. Go for it.
Yeah. I cast Gust. I'm now blowing air down to try and slow this descent.
Okay, you do it, but it's awkward. You're going to take considerably less damage.
Yay! And then have to explain to the rest of my team, hey, I'm on the roof.
You take two, I guess, force damage
2 force damage.
as your ankle meets the roof. Luckily, it's a flat roof.
Hooray! I try and get over to the edge that is closest to the lobby and just shout down, hey, hey, D, Dusty,
Meow, step in the roof.
meow.
Dee will look around. Oh no.
Hey. So I tried to get to the balcony and I was there for half a second and then I was 30 foot up in the air.
How high's this roof?
Like 25 feet?
Is this like when you need to get out of a burning building and Brilmara's just going to have to jump down and be caught on the way down?
Roll perception.
13.
There appears to be a ladder leading off of the roof at the back.
Thank goodness. I'll be right down.
You limp.
I don't like falling.
As soon as she's within range, Dusty scoops her up into a big safe cuddle.
Aww.
So if only briefly, that physical space does exist, it just goes away very quickly. It is physically 30 foot up there, it is a place that exists-ish, maybe?
Right.
Or existed. Maybe it's a time thing.
So, can we ask the spiders? Do you think?
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
The spiders may know.
Do you have any way of contacting the spider?
That's what I'm
Absolutely
wondering.
not.
No, but I have an idea.
Let's hear your idea.
The
So,
spiders.
Dusty goes and finds a crappy alley, somewhere that looks like it should be ringing with spiders.
Oh, no.
And he sits and he uses mould earth to make some models of the spiders as accurate as he can, and then he just sits there with his little fingers in the pretty please position and just hopes that one of them gets the idea.
That's valid and adorable.
And he will
It
be
is
sat there
adorable.
until it works or until someone tells him to stop.
I think about 20 minutes is long enough to go, this isn't going to work, Dusty.
Dee, you've just blinked in and out of the ethereal plane.
Yes.
I mean, theoretically, you could go and have a look if you want to start blinking again.
True, but I'm only there for... Yeah, I guess that's true. Did the spiders speak another language?
I think they spoke brain, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they communicated telepathically.
Just go think at them.
Oh, yeah. All right. D will go to the same alley because, why not? There are spiders here. Maybe Dusty's onto something. And blink, and just while blinked for the 1 minute, just think as loudly as I can, like, hey, spiders, come help. Spiders, help.
As soon as Dee blinks out of existence, Dusty sits back looking ever so fucking proud of himself.
Sure. It's a fine idea. So, yeah, Dee, you've encountered, you've attracted an ether spider.
Yes. Okay. How long does it take for them to come over to me? Because I really only do have the 1 minute.
Like 30 seconds.
Okay. Oh, this is the other thing. I should have worked out beforehand. What did we want to ask them? Like,
Hey, there's a mysterious other world inside that theatre. Do you know anything about it? What's going on there? How we could get to it? You know about other realms, right?
yeah.
Tell me what interesting things your spidey senses have seen.
You can see it here as we see here, and it points with a leg over towards the theatre, and it is just a shimmery, smoky, blue and white version of the theatre that you can see normally in Felixstowe.
Ah.
So even though
Good idea.
Any insights based on our description? Can you, guess what's going on? You're smarter than us.
There is an evil in this town. You are running out. You're really
Anything more specific about the evil in this
Also,
town?
you shouldn't be able to ask this question.
She's got a awakened mind.
She's in another dimension.
I reappear at the start for a second of every turn, so that's when I figure I would be just saying what's happening.
Yeah, in 6 seconds receiving information. You're not going to have enough time to have this whole conversation.
Okay, that's
You're gonna, it points you in the direction of the theatre to show you that you see what they see in this world.
Okay. On the last.
Well, okay, I'll give you another thing because it was a good idea. While being pointed at the theatre, you notice this big white glowing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fucking huge. Like a huge glowing tower, and it's brighter than anything else you can see in the ether, or have seen in the ether.
Huh, okay.
And it's tall and menacing, and it's... You can tell roughly which direction it is. And then you are you're plonked back in the real world.
Excellent.
Blink blonk.
On the prime material plane.
And that's has no real world counterpart.
It's still very foggy.
Oh, I see. Okay, might need to go investigate that. Dee will relay everything to the friends.
Well, that tower seems as useful a place to investigate as any.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to do that first, or do we want to try and work out what's going on here?
Well, I mean, I have no idea how we would work out what's going on here. The tower seems... At least it feels like we'd probably make progress doing that. Maybe the two will coincidentally be linked, and it'll all be very, very useful.
Okay, so as you start heading towards the tower, you come across just a little market stall. Like a little stall made out of, a few planks of wood nailed clumsily together.
Mm-hmm.
And standing behind the stall is Artie! It's Artie, everybody.
Hey, Artie!
Hello.
Lovely to see you all again. Lovely to see you all. Can I interest you in something to assist in your performances?
What are you selling, stranger?
Oh, we got talent juice. We got guidebooks for vocal training. I got magic tips. I got whatever you want. I got a few tricks. I've sold a few to Tricksy myself, actually. You
got any notebooks that explain what the fuck is going on that stage?
Nobody knows quite what goes on the stage. We tread the boards and hope that we will be chosen. I myself am quite sure that I will be the next chosen.
Yeah, what's your performance? What do you do?
Oh, I sing, bit of tap dancing.
Yeah. How many times have you gone for it?
Oh, not too many. I mostly like to keep out of all that. I think of myself more as just a small-time business person, making the best I can of a situation, helping young folks such as yourself get through. But every now and again, the desire does take me to have a little go myself. So can I interest you in anything?
Did you say talent juice?
Oh, yeah, talent juice. And there's a load of bottles of sort of an off-green colour, sort of greeny blue colour of Nosler's talent juice. Nosler's liquid talent.
So not Nestle's, Nosler's.
Nosler's.
Is that Nestlers for posh people? Oh, it's some Nostlers.
I was thinking Nos either a cheap fake or Nos the stuff that makes cars go zoom.
Nitrous oxide.
I was thinking Norse.
Which I don't think you should drink, but...
I don't think you should drink anything labeled talent juice.
I'm just thinking of that Monster Energy you were splashing in.
Oh, is that the stuff that...
Wasn't it? You all called it talent juice?
Yeah, I suppose we did. I didn't know that was an official name for this stuff.
That's why I was like, hold on. Has this name just been
You were calling it
canonized?
talent juice. It was Monster Energy.
Ah. Well, I mean, I'll have some talent juice.
You want some talent juice?
How much is some talent juice?
Well, it doesn't run cheap, I don't know if you know how they get this stuff, but just a couple of platinum, I think I can sort you all out.
Oh,
How do they get that stuff?
They suck it out of dying artists. In their dying breaths, they suck it out, just
And
Yeah.
why are the artists dying?
old age, poverty, capitalism, you know how it is.
Yes.
I mean, I think we could spare a couple of platinum.
Geez,
Got some talent juice, everyone.
just gonna look at Brilmara with concern.
Yeah, Dusty is disgusted by the concept of this, but he's not going to stop Brilmara.
Okay, Brilmara, we'll put it down and we'll be good. Any chance you know about a tower in this general direction? And gestures. Big old tower?
Big old tower.
Big old tower that way.
Black Tower, Bell Tower.
Don't know, just know the direction.
I mean, big tower or kind of a big tower?
D?
It's very big. Biggest thing here.
Black Tower, yeah. I mean, I can point you in the direction, but I wouldn't really, don't really, we don't really go that way. It's kind of, I think it's something to do with the old dudes. That's where the stars go initially before they make their way off into the world.
I'm gonna put a can of the good food on the cart.
Oh, tabaxi of fine taste. Well, about as fine as this town gets, anyway.
Is he not gonna take it?
He will sort of reach forward slowly and slide it back towards him, sort of am I taking this? I am taking this. And as it gets sort of further over his side of the thing, he sort of reaches forward with his other paw, opens his pocket, and just drops it into said pocket, while just not breaking eye contact with you.
Okay.
And he gives no additional information for this bride.
God damn it.
It's over there.
Thanks.
Making bribing,
That way.
pulling teeth. Goodness. Okay. He pointed the direction.
Yeah, the direction you were already heading.
Well, Dusty has a clear goal in mind and some heckin' leggies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're heading along, and it feels like the fog is getting more dense as you go, and a bit thicker as well. The air feels heavy to breathe.
Well, I'm going to pack that shit in then.
What breathing?
Well, he can.
Dusty doesn't have to breathe.
Everyone but Dusty, can I have a constitution roll, please?
Mm-hmm.
How constitute am I?
19.
20.
You've both done wonderfully. You can still breathe.
Excellent.
But it is very much like that. Like you're breathing, but it's pretty ragged. It's hard work.
Oh, this is definitely the star treatment.
Oh, and your voice has dropped half an octave.
Are we
Excellent.
breathing I forget what gas it is that does the opposite of helium, makes your voice drop.
There's one that
Any
does that?
heavier gas?
And the heavier gas.
Yeah. You're not supposed to do it with the heavy gases because they don't come out your lungs very well.
I think
Because
they're
they're heavy.
a heavy gas.
Yeah. There are gases that are heavy that will do that.
Interesting. I've learned a new thing today.
Yeah, this really doesn't scream to me where newly formed celebrities go. This has a real you'll be lambs to the slaughter feel.
Can I get a perception check from everyone?
Yeah.
Sure.
8.
10.
9.
Ground lumpy.
Ground lumpy.
Ground lumpy.
Working.
Oh, Dusty
Touch
can
ground.
fix that.
Why ground lumpy?
Ground lumpy and sort of yields to the touch a little bit.
Is it dead bodies?
Not dead bodies. It's just ground. You can see it if you get close enough.
Okay.
Ground lumpy.
Ground lumpy.
Ground lumpy. That's all you get for a 10 tops for a group roll. Ground lumpy. Are you proceeding?
I was gonna say, could Dusty get advantage for being made of ground? But advantage wouldn't help because the other number was a botch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Dusty's
lumpy.
just going to use his terrain smoothing abilities to make ground not lumpy anymore.
Ground not smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Ground not ground? Question mark? Since you've realised that you can't mould it.
Are we in the mouth of something?
Dusty is very unhappy with ground not ground. Would it be an investigation to really ground the ground?
How are you going about this investigation? Like lying on the floor or poking it or...
Yeah, getting really nose into the knot dirt and, like, trying to dig a bit of it up.
Okay. You lie on the ground, and something about it feels kind of like wet rubber. Like wet rubber stretched over something else that's giving it contours. When you try and dig at it, what are you digging it with? Like just nails or...
He'll try his hand first, and if that doesn't work, then he'll move on to something sharper.
Okay, you stab the ground, and it sort of parts slightly, and you're now slightly damp.
Damp with...
Something black.
D. Brilmara.
Yeah?
I think this isn't fog. I think something's breathing on us. The floor's bleeding. D. Brilmara, the floor is bleeding.
I think we'll leave it there.
Oh, what a cliffhanger.
Thank you very much for joining us, everybody.
I've been the mistress of this dungeon. I am Jane Aerith Magnet. I can be found on Twitter and YouTube as Maniac Janiac. I'm on SoundCloud as Jane Aerith Magnet, where you might be listening to this now. I'm also on stonemonkeyradio.blog, where I write things, twitch.tv/Janiac, where I stream on Tuesday and Thursday nights, janiac.redbubble.com, where you can get one of my fantastic t-shirts, and patreon.com/stonedmonkeyradio. As little as $1 a month would be super helpful.
Hi, this is Nick, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and stream at the Nick Flair. And if you'd like to read some media analysis and self-reflections that I'm writing, you can follow my blog at storieswithnick.blog.
I'm Laura. You can find me at Laura K. Buzz everywhere on the internet. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon. That's the one that pays the bills. LauraKBuzz.com. I do a series on YouTube every Friday called Accessibility, where I talk about video game industry accessibility and representation. I've got a bunch of books. There's Uncomfortable Labels, which is out now. It's about being gay and trans. There is Things I Learned from Mario's Butt, which is coming out on February 4th. It's an illustrated, silly and serious coffee table book of video game character butt reviews. And there's Gender Euphoria, which is an anthology of non-cisgender people's stories of euphoric moments they had in regard to their gender, which is going to be out at some point in the future when it's written. There's also podcasts. There's Pixel Squirt, which is a video game pornography discussion podcast with Mari and Stacey from Geek Remix. There's Dice Funk, which is another D&D podcast. I'm on seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, and season 7. They're all self-contained seasons. And there's Podquisition, where we talk about whether your favourite video games are great or perfect.
I'm Becky. I can be found as @Becky2ill on Twitter. The last series that we recorded, Badly Designated Heroes, can be found under Curiosity Epidemic on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
We'll see you again sometime. Oh, bye!
Bye!
Bye.